Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. So today we are going to do the last chapter of the section Advanced Nahu, which is al-Badal. The word al-Badal means replacement. The word has come from Baddala yubaddilu. So it actually literally just means replacement. So let's move forward. So al-Badal, the purpose of al-Badal is clarifying. Sometimes you want to give more details in order to clarify something. So that's the purpose. It's basically the construction is ism plus ism. It's a bit complex from there. So ism and then another ism, the another ism, you will find out how it is, sometimes something else also. But let's just keep it simple for now. Okay, so must match in status. So usually all kinds of badal, most of the kind, you will see that they will match in status, which is rafa nasab jar, and can be swapped from one another for one another. We'll see that later. This plus actually is an invisible, that is to say, and by which I mean. So this plus that you see, this you can say it's an invisible between the ism, two ism, this there will be an invisible, these things. Just in order to simplify, I'm saying it will be invisible. It's not really in the translation, it's not really in the Arabic, but just this will give the meaning of this. Also, you have to remember there is no wow in the middle. So ism and ism will come together. They will match in status also, but there will not be any wow in the middle. Also, remember it's not noun adjective construction. So by adjective, I do not mean compound, complex adjective. Compound sifa. I don't mean compound sifa. By adjective, I mean the adjectives, the ism mufrad that we have, the ism sifa or ya nisba is put in order to form an adjective. So those adjective I mean, not the compound sifas. So we'll clarify this later. Okay, so let's see. So there are five types of badal: badal al kul, badal al bad, badal al ishtimal, badal al ghalat, and ataf bayan. So now let's read what is Badal al Kul. Badal al Kul is a total replacement. It's a total replacement. And let's see, what does it mean? It means two similar things to each other. So when two similar things come to, next to each other, they are called Badal Kul. Or if two completely independent things, when they come together, they are called Badal al Kul. We'll see two examples in this. So I saw your uncle, Robin. So for example, you only have one uncle. So that's a complete replacement. So you will say, I saw your uncle or I saw Robin. So that is, the complete replacement of uncle. Or similarly, Ustad is scary, funny. So scary is, one quality of Ustad, and funny is also at the same time replaceable. So you can say Ustad is scary, Ustad is funny. They both are replaceable, but you see, they are not really related to each other. They're kind of independent qualities. So this is what we mean by Badal al-Kul. Then we have Badal al-Bad, which means replacement with a fraction of something. So replacement of a whole with a fraction. So example of that would be, I spent summer 2 weeks in Bermuda. So you said that, I spent summer, but let's say summer is for 2 months, 3 months. So you only spent 2 weeks out of that summer in Bermuda. Then Badal al-Ishtimal, which means replacement with something related to it. Connection. So it's something which is connected to something. It's not a portion. Just like summer and 2 weeks, they are part of summer. But connection in Badal Istimal, it's not going to be a portion of it, fraction of it. It's going to be something which is connected to it. At the same time, it's thematic replacement. So it's like a one big theme, and among you can say many aspects of it, this is one aspect of it. So in different what you call features and aspects of something. So maybe that way you can say that, but Badal Ishtimal works in terms of different connections between one big one think. So the example would be, they ask you about sacred month, fighting in it. So they ask you about sacred months. So about sacred months, but what about sacred months? Are they asking about the blessedness of it? Are they asking about the fighting in it? Are they asking about the rules in it? No, they are asking about, what about the fighting in sacred months? Is it allowed or is it not allowed? So that is one aspect. That is one thing connected to sacred months. It's not a portion really. It's actually something which is related to something which is connected to sacred months. Then we have badal al-ghalat, which is not in Quran. So for example, I want to call my son. So I'll say Murtaza. Oh, I mean Sindhyar. So his name is Sindhyar, but I by mistake called my brother's name. So that is what Badal al-Ghalat is. That you replace this Murtaza, my brother's name, with my son's name. And this is not something which happens in Quran. So there is actually no mistake in Quran. Allah does not make any mistakes in Quran. So this is something which is there in Arabic language, but it is not really present in Quran. So Murtaza, I mean Sindhyar, come here. Then Ataf Bayan. Ataf Bayan means, so Ataf Bayan means, Ataf Bayan means replacement as clarification. So when you further want to clarify about something in case of more than one option. So in Badal al-Kul, we realize there is only one option. You have just one uncle. So that is completely replaceable. Like it's entirely uncle is replaceable by Robin. But let's say in a example, I met my friend. Now I have a lot of friends, but one of them, so that will mean further clarification. So I met my friend. Now, again, notice it's not really a portion of my friends. It's one of my friends. It's kind of more clarification. It's also not, thematic replacement. So there is a kind of subtle difference, a very, subtle difference between these three things. So Ataf Bayan is used for further clarification. Okay, let's move forward. So Badal al-Kul. So we are instead in this, by the way, instead of Badal al-Ghalat, because this is fairly simple and also not something which is occurring in Quran, we are going to go in details of these four badals because this is fairly simple. So I don't think I need to elaborate. I will just clarify, explain. In the presentation, I will explain these four: Badal al-Kul, Badal al-Bad, Badal al-Ishtimal, Ataf Bayan. So let's look at Badal al-Kul first. So we learned that it's a total replacement. So two types of replacement would be two things similar to each other and two completely independent things. So that is what Badal al-Kul is. Now also remember that these were the rules of Badal. So it's the construction is ism plus ism. It must match in status and can be swapped for one another. And it has an implied meaning of that is to say, by which I mean. Also remember there is no wow in between and it's not a noun adjective. So we are going to see all these rules at play in the example of Badal al-Kul. So for example, I am saying that Qabaltu al-Ustad al-Muassisa fil Mahdi. The translation would be, I met Ustad, the founder, at the institute. Now notice al-Ustada and al-Muassasa are al-Badal al-Kul. How? First of all, you can see they match in status. So this condition is fulfilled. Now, can they be swapped? Let's see. Qabaltu al-Ustada fil Mahdi. So we replaced, we omitted al-Muassisa and it is still completely, it's making sense. Second option would be Qabaltu al-Muassisa fil Mahdi. So al-Ustada was replaced by al-Muassisa and it makes complete sense. And also about this, you can see that Qabaltu, so I met Ustad, that is to say the founder at the institute. So you see all these meanings are coming in the middle. So they're implied in the middle. I met Ustad, that is the founder at the institute. So you see all these meanings are coming at play over here. Also see there is no wow in the middle. And you can see that muassisa is not an adjective to al-ustada. It's not an adjective really. I'm talking about the simple sifa, ism sifa. So that is how it is. Now let's look at badal al-bad. Badal al-bad, again we know it's a replacement with a fraction. So replacement of whole with a fraction. We'll see all these rules that we have just discussed in the example. So amilat fil layli sitti sa'atin. So al-layli is your ism, and sitti sa'atin, you can see the status are matching. They are both jar. So the meaning is she worked at night 6 hours. Now, are they replaceable? Can we swap these both? The word and the badal. Let's see. Amilat fil layli. So she worked at night. Then amilat li sitti sa'atin. She worked for 6 hours. I've made a little change in the harf because this is what was going with the fil layli, and this was going with this. But the meaning being that they both are replaceable. They will make sense even if they come at place of each other. Also, notice over here all these meanings. Amilat fil layli, that is to say 6 hours. So there's an implied meaning of all these over here. There is no wow in the middle, and you can see sitti sa'atin. They are not some sifa. So it's not a noun adjective for non-adjective construction. Noun adjective construction. Okay, the other one is badal al-ishtimal. What we learned about badal al-ishtimal was that it's replacement with something related to it. And it's a connection, not a portion or a fraction. Also, it's a thematic replacement. Now, all these rules, again, we'll see at play in the example here. So let's see. So, akhbarna, he told us, an Karachi, at-Turki fiha. So he told us about Karachi, the roads in it. Now, you can see Karachi is the ism, and Turkey, Fiha is kind of, it's referring back to Karachi, but it's really the roads, which is kind of replacing it. So what it means is he told us about Karachi, roads in it. So let's look at how, if they are, first of all, the status. So Karachi is jar because of an, and Turkey is also jar. You can see there is no wow in the middle, and they are also not noun and adjective. Turkey means roads, and Karachi is a city. Now see, Akhbarna an Karachi. So he told us about Karachi. Is it replaceable with roads in it? He told us about roads in it. So you see, they both are perfectly replaceable. Also, there is an implied, that is to say, by which I mean. So he told us about Karachi, by which I mean the roads in it. He told us about Karachi, that is to say, the roads in it. So you see all these implied meanings are coming over here. They're invisible, but they are over here. And we see there is no wow, and it's not noun adjective. Now let's come to the last one. This is a bit, you have to understand that this replacement comes as a clarification, which is, by the way, the case with all of them. But when you have more than one option, this replacement comes then. We'll see all these, again, all these rules over here. So ra'aytu ammaka umran. So I saw your uncle Umar. So again, amma, imma or amma, I'm not sure. I think uncle is amma. Anyway, I'll confirm. But for now, amma is uncle, and it's replaced with umran. So let's say, and there is no wow, by the way. Umran is not a noun adjective, a sifa to ammaka. Let's say if it can be, and by the way, it's also matching in status. So amma is nasab, it's the detail of who I saw, and umran is also nasab. So they are matching in status also. Now, ra'aytu ammaka, I saw your uncle. Is it replaceable with Umar? Yes. Ra'aytu umran, which means I saw Umar. So they are perfectly replaceable. Again, you see all these meanings at play over here. Ra'aytu ammaka, so I saw your uncle, that is to say Umar. I saw your uncle, by which I mean Umar. So maybe you have more than one uncle. Maybe I think I should add this point over here that you have more than one uncle. Maybe you have 3, 4 uncles, and that's why you can say that, in order to just clarify which uncle I saw Umar. So I'm going to add this over here that maybe in this case you have more than one uncle. Okay, there are a few things that we have to clarify between ataf bayan and a badal. So ataf bayan cannot have a pronoun, cannot be a pronoun itself. It cannot be a pronoun. It cannot follow a pronoun, and it cannot be a sentence, and it cannot be a fail. Now, this is something that Ustad said that I'm going to confirm about sentence and fail. I'm going to confirm. So I'm just putting it because that was in my notes, but he said that he's going to confirm about these 2 points. Anyway, ataf bayan matches in type. So we just previously learned that badal matches in status, but ataf bayan also matches in type. Its predecessor, it matches in type. If we go back to our example here, you see umran is also proper, and amma, which is ammaka, is also proper because the pronoun is proper. So when pronoun, the mudaf ilay is proper, so mudaf is also proper. The mudaf takes the status of your mudaf ilay. So since pronouns are proper, amma is also proper, and umran is also proper. So that condition is fulfilled over here. That says that it must match in type. Now about badal, it can be a pronoun. It can follow a pronoun. It cannot be a pronoun. It can follow a pronoun. It can be a sentence. It can be a phrase. So it can follow a pronoun. So this is a little clarification between ataf bayan and badal. Thank you very much. If there are any outstanding questions, please do not hesitate to ask in the group. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.